Well, hi everybody. Welcome to today's show. Welcome to the beginning of another week here at the Kevin Kuretzky Show. I'm Kevin Kuretzky, and today's show is all about self-acceptance. That's right, folks. I couldn't have said it better myself. That was Gloria Gaynor's version of I Am What I Am from the hit Broadway show La Cage aux Folles. You know, I've seen that show many times. I've listened to that song, and I always knew the message was, be who you are. Shout it out from a rooftop. Be your most authentic self and love yourself. Although I can say that today, I had a hard time with that. And as I talked to a lot of the viewers and got some emails and got some phone calls, I realized a lot of viewers have that. So I've decided to turn Mondays into Magnificent Mondays. Magnificent Mondays are all about starting our week off right. I think Mondays get a bad rap. You know, everyone's like, oh, it's Monday, 5 more days of the work week. I want to love Mondays. Why not? Let's love them. Let's love them together. So on Magnificent Mondays, we're going to talk about things to help ourselves get through the week and maybe even change a little bit in our lives. Today's self-acceptance. I had a lot of issues with self-acceptance in my life, and a lot of that manifested itself in, for me, weight gain and using food to stifle any feelings I was having, to really numb myself or just take me out of the place. That's really the best way to explain it. And I learned I didn't really love myself. I really didn't have a core love for who I was. I've had to do a lot of work on that, and I needed help. So about 8 years ago, I want to say, I went to a help group for my food issue. And we'll talk about that on a later show, what happened and how I felt about it and what happened. What I did learn was, though, it was all within me. It was all within how I felt about myself and how I approached the world, how I accepted things. And part of this group, what I loved about it was, it made us dive into the Alcoholics Anonymous Big Book. Now, I am not advocating this book. I am not sponsored by Alcoholics Anonymous. I have no affiliation to it, nor this show is. However, I learned so much that I still use every single day. And one of the things I learned about acceptance and self-acceptance was in the Big Book, and here's the definition to me of what acceptance is. And I'd like to read it and talk a little bit about it today. And maybe, just maybe, it might change something out there for you. And acceptance is the answer to all my problems today. When I am disturbed, it is because I find some person, place, thing, or situation, some fact of my life unacceptable to me. And I can find no serenity until I accept that person, place, thing, or situation as being exactly the way it is supposed to be at this moment. Nothing, absolutely nothing happens in God's world by mistake. When I read that last line, nothing, absolutely nothing happens in God's world by mistake, it really changed my life. Now, I am also not saying God, whatever your manifestation of God is perfectly okay. For me, I believe there is something higher leading me, and I'm not ashamed of that because I know I am not alone. I know that with every ounce of who I am. And if nothing happens in God's world by mistake, then how could I not love myself? How could I think of myself as a mistake when I'm not? It changed my thinking. It did not mean everything all of a sudden from that moment became crystal clear and I was like, oh, I got it now. This is easy. It actually made things harder because I realized there's a lot of work to do with that. Self-acceptance is being loving, happy with who you are at that moment. It is not saying if I lose 30 more pounds, if I marry the right person, if I have the right clothes, if I buy the right house in the right area, if I have the greatest car or the greatest job. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with accepting who you are at that moment for everything. And I knew a great lady who helped me through a very difficult time in my life. And she said, warts and all. Because I find this, it's easy to love myself when things are going well, right? When people are loving on you and they're being all kind and sweet and you feel like everything's good. It's when that moment happens that things are maybe not going the way you thought. That's when I know it's time to love myself. And it's really time to really accept things for what they are and to learn from that and to really work through it and find the serenity and peace in my life. That's when that old saying, the rubber meets the road, it's when the work really counts. So self-acceptance can lead to a whole new life, loving who you are at that moment. So for today, viewers, what I challenge you to do for today and this week is accept yourself for who you are. No matter where you are in your life, no matter what's going on, love yourself, accept yourself. Write about how much you love yourself. And I don't mean in this egotistical way. Write about what you're grateful for. Write about what really it means to you. In your life too, when things happen and maybe other outside influences happen, it doesn't mean you just have to accept them and accept it in the sense of, oh, that's okay. It means that I accept the situation for what it is because I know who I am. I know who I am at the core. And this person or this situation doesn't define who I am. That's why doing this show is really exciting and fun for me. It's being honest with you and telling you the truth. When I went to this group, and as I said, I'm going to do a show in a couple months about this, I learned a lot about myself. And what I did learn was I don't like being told what to do. Some reason I put my self-acceptance, my self-worth in what other people told me. Whether it was good or bad, that's how I felt. And I realized there's only one person that can control how I feel, and that's me. So I accept myself, whether I'm this way, heavier, thinner, happier, sadder, in judgment, not in judgment. For today, I accept who I am, no matter what. So this week, let me know how it goes for you. Love yourself. Write to me at Kevin Kuretzky Show at yahoo.com and let me know how it goes. We'll follow up on this, and every Monday, we'll have a high point start of our week. Remember, it's a magnificent Monday. I hope you enjoyed today's show, and I hope you love yourself as much as I love each and every one of you. Because if you tuned into this moment, there is no mistake. You were supposed to hear exactly what we were talking about today. For tomorrow's show, I have a fun show. I'm doing quick and easy recipes for hors d'oeuvres. Throw yourself a quick little cocktail party. I always think it's fun to have great snacks and great hors d'oeuvres, but on the cheap, right? We don't want to spend a lot of money on that. That's tomorrow's show. So what I know for certain today is accept yourself for who you are and love yourself. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. And remember, we're all in this together.